Hello and welcome to Travel Weekly's first live webinar. We are coming at you from the Travel Weekly headquarters in Surrey Hills. Here we have partnered with Crystal, who've just expanded their reach into the Australian market by opening an office in Sydney just last year. Here with me today, I have Managing Director and Vice President of Australia and New Zealand, Karen Christensen.
Thank you.
Now, Karen will be a familiar face to many of you as she's been in the travel industry for 30 years. Karen, I wanted to start by asking you why you decided to join Crystal.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for coming online today and the opportunity to partner with you. There's been lots of development with Crystal, so it's a great opportunity to do a bit of a recap since we started the office.
Yes.
My decision to go to Crystal was quite an easy one in the end. I found that there was an excitement around the brand that had already been very, very successful in the ocean arena. But when I was asked by Edie Rodriguez, would I come and open the office for Crystal in Australia and New Zealand, I honestly did say to her at the time, but you only have 2 ocean ships. Why do you really need to open an office at this point in time? Mm. And she quietly just said, watch this space. And I think it was only about the case of about a fortnight. And then she started to launch their plans. And the plans involved river, expedition, yachts, aircrafts. So to be engaged in the true luxury portfolio of a hospitality brand like Crystal was just too hard to say no.
Yes, yeah. And so can you talk us through the key message that you want the trade to know so that you're not just a cruise brand?
Yeah, I think that's very important because when you've been as successful for 20 years as an ocean cruise product,
yes,
and you go into such an expansion as we have done, it is an important message to sort of say, don't think of us anymore as just a cruise line, because we're not. We're today a luxury leader in a hospitality portfolio of all things luxury in terms of under the brand Crystal. And I think that's a very important thing to remember.
Mm. Yeah. And can you take us back to where it all began? So the flagship ships of Crystal Symphony and Crystal Serenity.
Well, it goes back even further than that.
Okay.
Because there was those of the listeners that have been in this industry for 30 plus years like me,
yeah,
will remember that there was a Crystal Harmony, which was the first ship, and then Symphony and Serenity. So we currently have the 2, Symphony and Serenity, that are our ocean successful product. Mm. And they have been in the market for over 20 years. And the success of them comes from a commitment of the company to an ongoing investment on board to make sure that they're as competitive as any new build in the marketplace today. Mm. And that really is, I mean, it's difficult when it is competitive out there like it is in the luxury sector. Everybody can build a new ship and everybody today can have fantastic new hardware. Mm. But if you don't have the software right, which Crystal does, then it won't matter. Yeah. And these 2 ships are the hallmark and the success of everything forward for Crystal.
Mm. So that's a good point you make about the software. So do you mean service, those extras? Is that what defines the Crystal experience?
Absolutely. I think that the software is the defining factor of the brand. Okay. You know, the 2 ocean ships are the most awarded luxury liners out in the marketplace. And the reason for that is the crew. The dedication of our crew is outstanding. We have 4 pillars that we hang by, and that is space, quality, choice, and service. And that is the software, and it is the success of it.
Mm-hmm. And you have something big planned for the ocean liners next year.
Oh, we do.
Can you talk us through that?
We do. We do have 2 big things planned, but we'll talk about the innovation behind Crystal when you have 2 ships has been quite amazing.
Okay.
In terms of itinerary selections and where do we go and what do we do to make this product ever changing and interesting to existing clients but new clients. And one of the things we're doing is we're actually doing 4 world cruises in 2018. And I think that's innovative in itself when you've only got 2 ships.
Definitely.
So that's been quite creative. So what that means is we've got the 2 ships heading off in different directions.
Okay.
In January 7, one will leave from Cape Town and the other one will leave from LA on January 23rd. and they will cross in Sydney on February the 17th.
Wow.
And the full world cruise guests that are on board on either of those ships can choose to swap. So in other words, flip-flop and go home in the other direction.
Nice.
So personally, it's a logistics nightmare for Sydney, but it's innovative. It's being so well received by our regular travellers, and to actually bring the brand together for the first time in Sydney Harbour for a big gala event will be fantastic. So that is exciting.
And that signals the commitment to the Australian market.
I hope everyone's got that commitment.
Yes.
If we didn't get it by opening an office, and we didn't get it by the amount of time that we had Symphony in the marketplace during December and January or February, then this should surely, I hope, secure it. We are absolutely committed to this industry here. And
you launched directly to the trade. One of your first events last year was allowing agents to bring their clients along to a Crystal event.
It is. It's a very big part of our ongoing marketing strategy and support of the industry, that we want to be able to, the trade partners to feel comfortable that we will put the investment in, we will spend the dollars in terms of getting the brand exposure and educating the consumers. And so we do encourage them to when we invite them, to bring the consumers to the events. It's not about a sales day. It's not about giving away a prize or discounting prices. It's about educating the travel industry and their consumers or discerning travellers on what this brand can actually provide for them. So we'll do lots more of that. We're actually about to go to Auckland and do it. So we've already kicked off really quickly in doing this.
Great. And in terms of the ocean ships going forward, is it mainly around new destinations that you're visiting?
No, it's never. I've come to the realisation, having just started with Crystal on the 1st of August, that Edie Rodriguez just is going to constantly amaze all of us within the company and outside the company. And one of the things is, again, we're not building new ocean ships until 2022. So we have to make sure Symphony and Serenity are as competitive as anything out there. So Symphony and Serenity are going to go through what we call a complete reimagination and refit. Firstly, it'll be Symphony in October this year and Serenity early next year. And that will change the onboard product immensely in line with what our repeat clients want, but also what the discerning new luxury traveller is looking for as well. And I'm not allowed to share some of the blueprint of that, but I promise you it will be quite amazing. And kudos to the company and their investment, quite frankly, because we're talking multi-million dollars worth of money to go in and keep these ships to the standard that we want, and that people are going to go, well, hang on a minute, I've got to get on board that.
Yeah, absolutely. And having sailed with Crystal just last month, one of the defining features I found was the Butler experience. So I had a fantastic butler called Paolo, who very much looks after you from the beginning of your trip to the end. So can you talk me through how the butlers are so well trained?
Did you leave the butler on board?
I did. I really wanted to take him home with me.
Fair enough.
Fortunately, today we have a butler from Crystal, Xavier, here to thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Xavier. This is very timely.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
It is about an all-inclusive experience. I mean, you've had it. The butler is just one element. I mean, not many of us have a butler at home, so it's kind of a very nice personal touch that butler's there just to assist you in anything that you want on board, to make your experience just seamless while you're there, and provide that level of service that's just understated and elegant that I think we can all experience particularly. Thank you, Xavier, very much.
Yes, yeah. You've also gone into river cruising, and that will also have the famous butler service on board.
Yes. Well, I think that's also important, because what we're doing with any of the brand expansion is to mirror what we've successfully done on ocean, like the butler, the space, the service, the quality, the choices, across anything new that we bring into the fleet. So I have just recently come back from Crystal Mozart, which I have to say, you know, I think I mentioned to you off record that, you know, you live, you breathe, and have a belief in your brand, and you should, otherwise you shouldn't be part of it. But this little ship on the river, Crystal Mozart, will just take your heart. And she really is quite magnificent. I mean, Crystal Mozart is not built by Crystal from scratch. So we needed to move into the river market very quickly because in Australia particularly, it's the greatest growth in cruising, more so than ocean. So we wanted a part of that.
Yes.
So we bought the old Mozart, what she was, and gutted her back to steel. And I mean back to the steel. So there was nothing left of her except the hull. And she would be the most innovative river ship on the Danube or on the rivers in Europe today.
Fantastic.
She's got this magnificent double wide vessel, which is unheard of. Most of the time river ships are single vessels. It comes that the fact that she can only stay on the Danube, but she's got this most beautiful upper deck that's state of the art, where it's got this James Bond pop-up bar, which is fantastic for, you know, sailing out of any of the ports that we're in.
Yes.
But what's magnificent about her is, you know, the rivers can have their challenges, as we all know. God knows we've got one that's flooded north at the moment in our own country. So the rivers have their challenges. This has got the state of the art where the wheelhouse, the pop-up bar, the rails, the anything on top of the deck, which is quite high, all collapses down. It takes an hour entirely to collapse the deck. So if the rivers are too high, we can still get the vessel under the bridges.
Great.
And, you know, that is very innovative. It's not just a bar. It's about technology that is that advanced in being able to create, not delay our experiences by sailing up the rivers.
And I hear that you have access to some of the tributaries through a jet ski.
No,
right?
not a jet ski,
but a
motorised speedboat.
That's right.
A speedboat. We have a very own speedboat on the back of the Crystal Mozart, which is a fantastic, that takes 8 people. Has an enclosed canopy for those that are a little concerned it might be cold.
Yes.
But yes, you can take that. It's a shore excursion that is included, where we can take the speedboat just off the Mozart and go to some of the tributaries and just up the riverside canals.
Great.
And again, it's that exclusive Crystal experience.
And so the river cruises, cruise ships are all suites as well.
All suites.
Yes. So
I mean,
really
the effort that has gone into delivering a luxury high-end experience on this river is magnificent. I mean, this vessel carries 150 guests. And I always look at a bathroom when somebody redoes a bathroom. I think it's like your house. How good can you make a bathroom on a small vessel? These are magnificent. They have these Toto toilets that almost do everything for you. We'll leave it at that. Heated towel rails, beautiful screens, shower screens, beautiful overhead rose showers, Eltro toiletries. They're just stunning. And then the beautiful queen-size beds that can be king singles if you need to, flat screen TVs, a world of movies and entertainments if you just happen to not want to be out on deck. I'm not sure why you would do that, but if you happen not want to be out on deck, the little coffee machine, espresso coffee machine, it's in every room, Butler service on every category, 24-hour room service, magnificent. What they've done and how quickly they did it was magnificent.
Great. And I know Crystal really prides itself on its food offering. So how many dining options are on the river ships?
Good point, because on river ships, because the vessels are normally smaller, you don't get a great deal of choices. But on the Crystal Mozart, we have 4, and we have a room called Blue out the back. So you can be sitting there for a really nice casual lunch or breakfast that's still, well, I don't think anything's casual, quite frankly, on Crystal.
Yes.
You will come back with weight on, so you just have to get over it. So we have that. We have the main dining room called Waterside. We have a vintage room, which is like a degustation menu for the evening that can seat 12 people. So if you want to do a little special occasion, birthday celebration, unique to you and your family, you could do that in there. Plus we have the bistro, just in case you might have missed breakfast or lunch or dinner, where it's open, where you can just go and get a light snack. A great ice creamery area there, great coffees. So we have 4 plus the 24-hour room service.
And what about that all-important element of packing? Is there a dress code for some of the more high-end dining options?
No, no. The river is more casual than other areas, and I think that's really important for the Australian and New Zealand travellers as well, because, you know, it's 20 hours to get to anywhere from here. But also when you're on holiday and you want to just be a bit more relaxed, it is a more casual atmosphere. So, there isn't a formal night on board or things like that. So smart casual or crystal casual, as we say, is more than adequate.
Yes, yeah, great. And what are the opportunities for trade in selling the River Cruise product?
I think the opportunity in trade is not just in the river. I think the opportunity exists today that we have a brand that is going multi-generational. So in other words, we're covering all aspects of all things luxury in a hospitality portfolio, but to all age demographics. So therefore, the trade can have an element of confidence and brand loyalty within a product, and that's unique in itself. So that you have the grandparents that want to travel with their parents, and they want to bring their children, but they don't want to give up the luxury touches. So we cater for that in terms of the trade, and we're very much a trade supportive company. It is all about the trade, to be very honest. I had a former life as a travel agent, so my heart is with the trade. I then spent a long time with Clear and what was the ICCA for 11 years, training the travel industry. So, it's with a supported heart that we have the trade our biggest asset in terms of getting this brand to their discerning travellers. And why shouldn't the travel agents get their share of the crystal profits that are going to be made available?
Yeah, and you've also entered into the expedition yacht market.
I did say it doesn't stop.
Yeah, no.
I did say it doesn't stop. We have, one of the things we've moved really quickly in terms of, we talked about going into river last year.
Yes.
We also, what started this fleet expansion was Crystal Express.
Okay.
And that's the first expedition river yacht that we have.
Okay.
62 passengers. And again, the reason that we wanted that is we have a repeat client that wanted to stay with Crystal and get to certain expedition destinations. She is the first of our expedition yacht. Crystal Endeavour will be 2019,
okay,
which is a purpose-built 200-passenger U-Butte mega yacht expedition product with all the toys, the bells, the whistles, the kayaks, the zodiacs, the helicopters, the submarines, you name it.
A submarine. That's
a submarine.
Fantastic. Okay.
A warning
Yes.
with the submarines.
Yes.
We've already got it on the Esprit. We do have to weigh you to get in. So,
okay.
So if anyone's concerned about that, the only thing I can say is lie, because it has to be done. So it has to be done. But yeah, it's about being innovative. That's what I said at the very beginning. But, we didn't build, again, Esprit from scratch, but it did come to us from our owner.
Okay.
It was his personal yacht.
Wow.
So we wanted to move, and we wanted to move quickly.
Yes.
So Mozart, we didn't build from scratch. The Esprit, we didn't build from scratch. But we wanted them to pave the way for the future developments of Crystal. So we have Bark and Marla and Debussy and Raval, are 4 new river ships that will be purpose-built from scratch.
Okay.
And the Crystal Endeavour will be purpose-built from scratch. And that is one of 3 expedition yachts to come.
Okay, great. So that was a quick turnaround with the owner's yacht.
It was a very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And look, she is doing remarkably well because she does fit this clientele very well. She's in the Seychelles. As I said, 62 passengers is
very
intimate, boutique, bespoke yacht. She's great if people want to charter her.
Okay.
And a charter doesn't necessarily mean corporate companies. A charter can be, a family celebration of 62 that want to go together. So the Seychelles is perfect with the submarine.
Yes.
She will be moving to the West Indies. So again, deliberately, because if you've got all the toys, you want to be able to deploy all the toys.
Definitely.
So we want to be able to put the marina down at the back, and we want to be able to put the kayaks out, and we want the submarine to go with her. Nobody wants to be weighed to get in it, but we want to do all those fabulous things that she has. So you've got to put her in a destination where we can put the toys down.
Yes.
So
definitely.
West Indies it is at the end of the year.
Okay, so that's covering the tropical areas. What about the Arctic regions?
The Arctic region will be covered by Crystal Endeavour when she's made available.
Okay.
She will be unique in that she will be built not only for the Arctic or the polar regions. So that's very seasonality, both those destinations, Antarctica and the Arctic. So where do you put a ship when it's not seasonal?
Yeah.
So this ship will be purpose-built, so again, that she will be able to do some really amazing bespoke itineraries throughout Europe and the Mediterranean. So when we have her in our fleet, we will virtually be covering all things small ship, medium, and mid-size that other companies don't have. So again, there's that trust and brand loyalty that we can carry across the fleet.
Yes.
But she's going to have an advantage over any other expedition product that we want to hold close to our chest at the moment, that will just make her that little bit special, and again give us some unique opportunities with our itineraries that I think will be quite appealing with people that perhaps are time short.
Great. Okay. That sounds intriguing. We'll watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yeah. And can you talk us through the Northwest Passage?
Yes, I can. One of the true expedition style voyages.
Yes.
The Northwest Passage was 3 years in its planning, and we successfully did that for the first time last year, where it sold out within 3 days.
Wow.
So we are repeating that for the last time this year. Set sail on Crystal Symphony on August 15 from Anchorage.
Okay.
And the reason so it's the last time, it's not the last time we will do the Northwest Passage, but it is the last time we will do it on an ocean ship. So in preparation to Crystal Endeavour arriving, this is your last opportunity. There's still a little bit of space left on her if you want to jump on and do something that's quite remarkable. We have a lead ship that goes with her, so that the lead ship is about all things safety. So we want to make sure that we can get through the ice. So we have a lead ship to protect the ocean ship, the Symphony. But apart from that, she has all the toys on board. So the lead ship will carry the Zodiacs, the helicopter, the kayaks, anything that also carries the platform, so that we can deploy the platform for wilderness landings, so that people get to really experience something expedition. So it sounds interesting, we say it's expedition, but let's call the soft adventure toys on board, I think, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's something I really encourage the agents not to overlook.
Okay.
Because, we've done it successfully. It's an ocean ship with all the trimmings, but still allowing you to do the soft adventure of the Northwest Passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of high-end expeditions, you're also launching Air Journeys, which is a first.
It keeps coming, doesn't it? It's like a gift that doesn't stop giving from Edie Rodriguez, I have to tell you. Yeah. Yes, air cruising, again, it's, this market, we're in a beautiful position in this market. We are some of the most advanced trade partners that there are around. We lead the market, I believe, in trade education and trade travel agents in terms of what we provide as an industry to our potential travellers. But air cruising is just another element of what the traveller today wants. The traveller today wants to be able to be innovative in their own journeys. So we've launched we have 2 aircraft at the moment. That one is a small aircraft that carries about 18 guests that you can charter point to point if you wish to get to and from any of the itineraries on any of the ships if you wish to. But the air cruising one is a 777 aircraft that should carry 300 plus guests that will only carry 82.
Wow.
And the reason for that is she's going to have absolutely everything that you can think about on board in terms of the full dining room experience, the complete flatbeds, the screens are like having a TV screen at home, the Butler service on board. So all things, again, that we have been successful with on ocean will go onto the aircraft.
Great.
And these itineraries are designed on 15, 21 and 28-day journeys throughout the world, where people will get on and they will then spend overnights at the ports of call where we go to on particular itineraries. So it might be the wineries air cruising that they're doing, or exotic destinations journey, where they'll take the aircraft and then they'll spend 2 or 3 nights on the ground in 5-star hotels that we believe are equivalent partners and standards of the Crystal product.
Great. So you won't be having your butlers will be looking after all the elements on board?
We will. We will have a number of our butlers that we are trained butlers that will be going from the ocean onto the aircraft. But of course, then we have to train them in air safety.
Okay.
So not the other way around. So we'll do a mix of both.
Okay.
We will have the skilled butlers helping air stewardesses and stewards learn the art of the butler service of Crystal, whilst they're learning the air safety requirements of air aviation that's required for us to be successful in that market.
Fantastic. And what opportunities do you think there are for trade members to really engage and start selling these products?
I would say get on board now, quite honestly. I mean, at the end of the day, you rightly said we opened an office. On the 3rd of January, we opened with a team of 11 people that I'm bullish enough to say that I think are the best in the business.
Great.
I don't mean to offend any of my industry colleagues or cruise line members or that perhaps have decided to log on today, who are also very welcome at any time.
Yes.
That, you know, these are hand-picked people that understand luxury, but also have a passion for being a part of something that's new and exciting and wanting to share their expertise and help the travel industry grow their business. And that's why they were hired. And I handpicked all of them, and I sincerely say I have 11 of the best. I've built an office to seat 25. We will fill that.
Yeah.
We are already looking to potentially expand by another 2 before the end of the year.
Okay, great.
So, and that is already as the simple support and encouragement of the travel industry. So be it only, 4 months in, we can't complain. We really can't. So I want to say thank you very much to you, our media partner, and also the travel industry that's got us there so far.
Yeah, and you've also very generously put up a prize for today's webinar.
Well, that's just in case I didn't feel I had enough to say. So we thought we should give something as well.
Yeah, so those who are watching will be in the chance to win a luxury cruise for 2. And you'll be waiting for the code. So Xavier, thank you very much, has delivered it. And here it is, Symphony 922. In reference to the Crystal ship and the passenger numbers that she takes. So drop in your entries. You can email us at competition@themisfits.media. And I also just wanted to ask what demographics you're going for across these products.
All of them.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times over my career have I been asked to define a cruise traveller or a luxury cruise traveller. And I have to say to you, you can't. I mean, today, the exciting thing about it is that the perception about cruising is slowly being put to bed, that, you know, it's not about the elderly and it's not about, you know, the newlyweds or anything like that, which is fantastic. The demographic we're going for is a discerning traveller that wants to experience a life-changing opportunity on a brand that seriously has their best interest at heart and has an interest in them returning to Crystal, not just being a one-time sailor. So our mantra on that is being able to provide you all things Crystal to all demographics. And that's what we believe we're going to do now with this fleet expansion.
And that's an important point in that you have a lot of repeat travellers. So once someone starts on the ocean cruise product, then you can walk them through the other products as a client.
We can. And that was the importance of River. You know, as I said, River is a bigger growth demographic out of Australia and New Zealand than actually ocean. A lot of people don't realise that. And there's been some very successful inroads into the river cruising. We can't make claim to that only after 1 year, but we think we're a game changer in that area. But what it does mean is there's an opportunity today now for people to touch an ocean brand experience on a river, to then transfer to perhaps coming on ocean or onto expedition or onto yachts. And I think that's the point where the demographic is just going to be so broad for us.
Yes.
Which is great, and that's what we're after.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Karen. That was wonderful.
No, you're very welcome. And again, thank you. And I apologise for the croaky throat. It is a result of being in Europe on Crystal Mozart, but I'm okay, so don't
good,
worry.
yes.
And it's worth the suffering, I can promise you. So thanks again very much.
Yeah, that's fine. And also look out for Travel Weekly, which will hit desks on April 13, because there is a selling guide from Crystal. So that will help you in your stores be able to talk about the product. So thanks for watching.